USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, starring Ian Pelham Turner and Helena Chard.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to another Royally Rich Lifestyle show on ALB UK TV with me, Ian Pelham Turner.
And with me, Helena Chard.
Well, let's roll the titles and let's get on with the show. Well, as always, Helena's got some great royal news again this week. And we're getting played with Meghan and all the different things that are going on from America as well. So what's been catching your eye this week?
Hasn't it? The media's gone mad. Starting with the Prince and Princess of Wales and family, they are enjoying a quiet time at the moment in Mustique, and that's their favourite island where they just love to just relax and take in the beautiful scenery. It's a sort of no fly zone, and it's just very private. And I think they're there with Carol Middleton and family. So they're having a lovely time, but people were quite upset that they didn't attend the BAFTAs, or more so, I think, Prince William, who is president. But they don't always go every year, and I understand people's disappointments, but obviously it's school half term, etc. So there, it's quite obvious, I think. Also, I think, just to mention as well, I think something lovely seeing the Princess of Wales doing more and more work, far more work, in fact, than I thought I'd see. And quite recently, she was at a prison. So she attended a prison. She wasn't in prison. So she.
Are you sure?
She absolutely wasn't. So she was at this prison in Cheshire called HMS Style, and it's really the importance of attachment and bonding. So it's a women's prison, and it's more to do with the baby unit that she visited, and she saw. It's like a project designed to develop strong and healthy relationships between their mothers and babies. And I think, obviously, in challenging environments. And I think, you know, also for the Princess of Wales to go there, it must have been slightly daunting. I know that she was goaded quite a lot as she was wandering through, because not that the people were being horrible, but they were sort of saying, you know, we're not being looked after and we need more money in the system, and sort of having a go at her. So I'm sure it was slightly alarming. But she was speaking to lots of mothers there, and they were explaining the situation. And it's this whole babies spending the formative months in prison, and you know, she does a huge amount of very good work. I think she was actually quite frustrated because she was talking to these women who found themselves in this situation, and she was, you know, obviously highlighting the importance of her work, and all the women in there said, you know, had they have had the basis of when they were younger, the love and support, they wouldn't have found themselves in prison. So that's something to applaud the Princess of Wales for.
And I think it's important as well just to note that far more women are sent to prison than men. And I think there's always been this imbalance, and for less crimes as well, less serious crimes at the same time. So, you know, at the moment when our prisons are overcrowded anyway, I think we're just a few hundred short of 88,000 people in prisons at the moment. Then surely that this government can look at reducing the sentences of women going to prison in the first place compared to much more serious offences for men.
Absolutely. I think there were 400 inmates, I think, that she was sort of mixing with. Anyway, so that's all good work. Now, moving on to naughty Prince Andrew. Now, I mean, I was quite alarmed to hear this story. So he has this new £1 million role that's been revealed, and we've all been wondering, you know, how has he managed to afford Royal Lodge? How can he be still staying in his 30-bedroomed mansion, which we know is dilapidated, and where's he getting the money from to do it up? Well, it's all come to light now. And we remember Prince Andrew was involved with pitch at the palace. Which was working with businesses. He was doing a lot of work for us in the UK and the government here. And he's now gone into business with all his contacts, his little black book of contacts, with a Dutch company called Startup Boot Camp. Now, they are a £1 million or £1 billion organisation, so they're doing incredibly well, and they start up they help start up companies globally, and they obviously believe in Prince Andrew. They feel that he's got something to give, plus all his little black book of contacts, obviously, and so they are now paying him for this. Now, this is a very different situation, because people obviously joined this pitch at Palace because they wanted to help entrepreneurs. They wanted to help the UK, bring money into the UK. They didn't do it to line Prince Andrew's pocket. So this is quite a different situation. What do you think, Ian?
Do you know, I think it's like everything at the moment. That I look at what's going on with the royal family at the moment, and it's almost like a version of The Crown, and it's almost like Netflix have taken over Buckingham Palace as we speak. And I think, you know, right now, if Andrew has found a way of supporting Britain, and that's what I would look at right now, of supporting Britain by promoting businesses that, and let's be honest, that's what we really need at the moment, is to see more British businesses being promoted across the world. And if this opens up the doors to do that, then I'm all for it. I get the issue about why does he receive £1 million, but let's be honest, why does any CEO get the amount of money that they're getting anyway? I mean, we've been looking at, for example, Helena and I were talking just before we came on air about the rising costs of water. And then when you look at what the CEOs of the water companies are gaining in their millions as well, and apparently allegedly failing in their attempts to actually sort of control issues right now. For example, where we live at the moment, water got into the gas mains recently, and we had no gas for 10 days. I think, for me, basically, if there is a situation that allows Britain to be promoted, even by Andrew, then let's go for it right now, because we need all the help we can get.
I see what you're saying. Unfortunately, I wish it was Britain that was just being promoted, but it's all going into Andrew's pocket, so we see. I mean, I think it was a royal initiative that was set up. So obviously, if anything goes wrong, it then comes back, doesn't it, to the monarchy? Unfortunately, Prince Andrew is known for his not so solid relationships with people. I hope things sort out, because obviously he does have to look after himself and you know, afford obviously where he lives. But as we know, he doesn't have to live at Royal Lodge. No.
But you also see at the same time how much his two daughters are doing.
Yeah, they're doing a huge amount.
And also, I'm a great believer in Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife, they've still been living together for the past 20 years. So I think, you know, who knows, you know, with this royal family at the moment, but I think, you know, anything that in any way supports Britain, I'm in favour of.
and no breaking data protection laws. I think that's what comes down to it. Moving on as well, so as soon as we're talking about laws, etc. So Prince Harry, obviously the Invictus Games has been a huge success, which is great. It always is. That's his best work. Never take that away from him. But it's come to light how much the Home Office, well, the taxpayers, should we say, have paid so far towards his court cases, which obviously he's not won. And this has been going on for 2 to 3 years now, but it's cost £680,000 so far, which obviously is a huge amount of money. He has the right to appeal, obviously, but it's just looking at things, because it's quite something, isn't it? And when it's covered by the taxpayer, and what's going to happen at the end, we'll have to wait and see. But he obviously wants his 24-hour police protection reinstated, and obviously we've got Invictus coming up, I think in 27 in Birmingham, so he's trying to get things sorted. But I don't know, what do you think, Ian? My feelings are that he's always very worried about the UK and then being targeted. I mean, America, if you think about all the gun violence, etc., I mean, it's huge compared to the UK. What are your thoughts?
I think in reality, security is always going to be a major issue with them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that I don't agree with everything that Harry and Meghan have done, but I do think at the same time that I think their security may have been put at risk if these changes aren't made again, because basically what stopped them in the first place? And all the arguments around half in, half out, no, not allowed, and so forth, and so they had to leave the country anyway. Whether you believe in that or not, these people are targets. There's no two ways about it. And so are their children targets as well. And I not only sort of see it in Harry and Meghan and their children, but when William wanted to have a similar type of exercise where his children were being photographed by paparazzi, but a lot of the time the paparazzi were dragging away the security whilst they were out playing in a park. I think that there comes a time when you've got to recognise that their security is uppermost, because if anything was ever happened to Harry and Meghan, God forbid, or their children, or any of the royal family as well. There's only been, as far as I know, one assassination attempt in the past 100 years, which was Princess Anne, many, many years ago now. And I think, we are a country that has to sort of protect members of the royal family, especially.
Well, there's no doubt in that, Ian, but the whole thing is that the family is not having protection. It's just that they're wanting to, because he doesn't live in the UK anymore, they're wanting to look at each case by case, which is, which I get. And I still think, when 50,000 people at least are killed by gun warfare in the US, as opposed to, 29 people in the UK, there's still, I feel there's a slight imbalance, because let's face it, he still will be getting protection. The whole family will. It's in everyone's utmost mind. But I think until this case is out of the way, King Charles is obviously avoiding speaking to Harry on the phone, because he doesn't want to be compromised, and there's this whole thing about legal jeopardy. So we want it to move on, I think, so we can put that to bed. And interestingly enough, I know this is the Sun that I'm saying, but there was a poll recently, I don't know how many people, it was quite a lot, and they were talking about, who views Harry and Meghan, how are they perceived? Are they royal? Are they commoners? Are they celebrities? And 19% thought they were still royal. 41% thought they were celebrities, and 40% thought they were commoners. Now, I don't quite know how you can get to that, because they're quite obviously not commoners. So there we are, but it's always an interesting discussion, isn't it?
Absolutely, and of course the Sun couldn't be biased in any way after being sued by Harry and Meghan. I mean, that wouldn't come into their stratosphere at all, would it? That's just by sheer chance they've just decided to do something.
I love a statistic, so I thought I'd just throw that in. I think moving on as well, King Charles, I found this was an eye-opener as well, which, you know, right or for wrong, I don't know, we'll have a chat about it. So King Charles made a rare appearance with Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner recently, and they were, what were they doing? They were sort of cozying up in a kind of way, and he wanted to show them his environmentally friendly to sustainable housing project in Cornwall. So he gave them a guided tour, and it sort of led people to think, you know, is this slightly contentious? Should he be doing it? You know, sort of, if you think about the contentious around housing and net zero and building targets, is this something that King Charles should do, or should it be, I don't know, someone else within the family? What are your thoughts? I think it's a bit picky, actually, but it's something that people have been chatting about.
I think basically it served both sides. It served Starmer in reality, because anything that shows that he's trying to build houses is good PR for him. It shows issues with Charles at the moment, because obviously that is a bone of contention with the Duchy of Cornwall as well, and how much money he's made out of it at the same time. So I think that, you know, it was an interesting idea that may be getting more publicity in the future, because the reality is, where does that stop? And so, in reality, the King listens to the Prime Minister every week. They have a meeting every week. But are they going to now become part of the government brand as well? That is sort of something which is a stretch too far, I think, for the royal family.
I'm not quite sure. Royals will be royals, and leave the politics to the politicians, I say. Something fun, which I think is, and to do with a very fun person, Mike Tindall. Now, he is really great fun, isn't he? I think he's a real breath of fresh air, actually, within the royal family. He's sort of candidly open, he's fun, you know, all his family love him, especially the younger children, and he has his podcast, and I think everything about him is just so open. So he's a good person within the royal family. But the good news is, so he's been he's been editing and been featured in the Beano. So the Beano is our wonderful, longest running children's comic magazine. And it was first actually introduced in 1938. Can you believe it? So he's appeared as Banana Man. Now, if I'm right, Nana Man is someone who's great, but sometimes gets things wrong. So, but it's, you know, there's some great pictures of him in the Beano, and I think how fun that he did that.
Well, I have my own Beano story.
I knew you did. I knew you'd be watching. You loved the Beano from a young boy, huh? Still do? Secretly reading it, maybe?
My first ever journalistic report was done when I was 10 years old, and each week the Beano used to pay 10 shillings in a postal order, 10 shillings to someone who would write about their town. So I wrote about Gillingham in Kent, where I was born and raised as well. And lo and behold, I suddenly get this letter coming through with my 10-shilling postal order, and this was my first publication. I didn't get a byline, but this was my first publication in the Beano. So I always have very fond memories of the Beano.
That's really lovely. I've got a story too, but I won't do that now. So just to say, celebrating Banana Man's 45th year, the Beano it's the best kids magazines for the age 6 to 12-year-olds, and also I think for the 85th anniversary, the Prince, was it King? No, it wouldn't have been, would it? It was Prince Charles. The family were also involved in it somehow. I was trying to say. So I think it was King Charles and Queen Camilla actually were in it, and the Prince and Princess of Wales too. So really good fun. And also a little tidbit as well that he sort of released was that and this was at a rugby event, he was saying that the cousins are all part of a WhatsApp group, but obviously people are dropping out of this WhatsApp group for whatever reason, whether they've been taken out or they're dropping out, and he's moving up the ranks very swiftly, which I thought was quite fun. So that's the WhatsApp chat, cousins chat that's there. But no, do love him, and he's Good, the Bad and the Rugby podcast is always a great fun. And I think moving on, I'm going to talk about, and this is something that Fox has been coming in, and actually a few different broadcast platforms, we're asking our thoughts on various things to do with Meghan and Brandon and Harry, and goodness me, it's going completely bonkers, so we have something each day. But I think the most interesting one for me is that Ian Turner is in love with Meghan Markle.
Absolutely. I quite agree, and so should everyone be.
Goodness me, I haven't got time for that. But anyway, talking about her new American Riviera Orchard was the old brand name, which, as we know, she's not been able to trademark for various reasons. And she now has called her company, her brand, As Ever. That's what it's called, As Ever. I have my thoughts. So this is something that's sort of, I feel, quite a knee-jerk reaction for various reasons, but she's very excited about it. And there have been lots of people that have contested it. Now, as we know, obviously they're celebrities, and there's going to be lots of people always, the eyes are always on Meghan and Harry, as are with the royal family as well. But so the logo that's been designed, there's been a Spanish little town that's come in saying that they've stolen their coat of arms, which is exactly the same as the logo, and they don't know whether they're that happy about it, but I think they possibly are, because now this little town that no one knew about in Mallorca has gone international, and I'm sure they're going to have every person want to come and stay with them, so it's worked well in their favour. But unfortunately there is a company called As Ever. It's more a retro clothing company, and they're based in New York, that are quite surprised that, of course, she's calling it As Ever. I don't know. I always say the same thing. How can things happen like this? Who is looking after them? Where are the experts that are actually designing and helping and doing the website? Although I don't agree with lots of things that they've done, I do feel it's a bit unfortunate, this situation. And my feeling is, As Ever, actually, the thing that comes out, it may be just me, is I see the word sever. S-E-V-E-R, and it's certainly not a name I would call my brand if I was Meghan Markle, because there has been a long line of things that have failed, sadly, but she's tenacious, and she keeps going as a true entrepreneur. But to call it As Ever, which actually reads, when you do asever.com, sever, when she's just going into business with Netflix, I just feel, again, the optics are slightly strange. So, Mr. Turner, what are your thoughts?
I'm surprised you didn't call it whatever, because
that's what everyone's saying, because people are like, really, whatever, because it's not the most punchy, is it? You've got to be honest.
I think the reality right now is leave them alone. I think we've got to a point now where every single week there's something else negative coming out about her, especially. And she's being used as a punch bag at the moment. And from my mind especially, I've no doubt now why she left Britain. Because if she was getting that type of abuse when she was there, but it was not being reported, and now she's getting vilified all the time, as I feel she is at the moment, whether you like Meghan or not, just the fact that she's gone through trials and tribulations herself as well over a period of time, I just think, let it lie. I still feel personally that a lot of this, vilification is being really created by people in Britain rather than in America. And yes, I get it. I don't feel that they've done everything correctly, but I don't feel that they are the monsters that are being portrayed at the moment.
I don't think they're being portrayed as monsters at all. I feel that each little thing that happens, it just creates, it's a build-up, and nobody likes to see the sort of inauthentic behaviour, and I think that's been happening. They've been, they have their thoughts about what they're doing, but they should have a circle of people around them to say, look, don't make the same mistake again. Well, people are people, and people form opinions, and I think it's a shame. But at the end of the day, they are celebrities, they have the power to keep moving on, and there's no reason why they can't do well, but, they have to also make some good, positive decisions. So that's the royal news for today.
Yep.
A lot of debate, and we will be back with it next week.
Absolutely. But talking about inappropriate behaviour, now, in another world, I do a political show each week, and I think that the reality at the moment is that Rachel Reeves, who's our Chancellor, for the past couple of years, when she was just really a shadow Chancellor, she was portraying all the values of how she'd spent a decade at the Bank of England, how her credentials was, immaculate, impeccable in any way. And then the BBC have been doing an investigation into her recently, because it's now been found out that in reality, rather than a decade, when you drill down into how long she was at the Bank of England, it was for 4.5 years. Basically, then her minions were sort of saying, well, this is just a mistake, it's just a mistake, that we got something wrong. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. If you find there's a mistake and it's been reported, and presumably she was unaware of this situation happening, although it was her personal LinkedIn page that actually stated all this at the same time, you would have thought that someone would have done due diligence and have changed it before she became Chancellor in the first place. Now, as an accolade, I want to see a female Chancellor. I mean, she's broken 700 years of male Chancellors looking after the books of Britain. But when you start looking at things like this, and then there were allegations that she'd received thousands of pounds in opportunities that, for clothing and different things that she'd done as well. And I think one attempt was to sort of pay for an office as well, or for people within her office. There comes a time when, for me, politicians, especially of that ilk, have to be whiter than white. They have to be transparent in who they are, what they do, and what they gain from Britain at the same time. And so for me, it's not a rant this week, but I do say I was disappointed to hear that perhaps her ability to be Chancellor was slightly diminished by what has happened over the past 7 days. And if this goes on for more than 7 days, then the analogy normally is, if a political affair happens for over 7 days, the reality is they're gone. So watch this space, and perhaps next week we may find out whether she's still Chancellor or not. Anyway, we're now just going to take a short break, and then we're going to have this amazing lady coming on the show. Stay tuned. So welcome back. And so the last part of the show today is with a very wonderful person, a female entrepreneur that I've been wanting to get on as a guest for some time. So this is Duchess Naveen El Gamal of Lamberton. Welcome.
Thank you, Anne, for having me. Thank you, Helena.
You're most welcome.
I am Duchess Naveen El Gamal. I'm entrepreneur, interior designer, and above all, a woman who believes in resilience and empowerment.
Excellent.
Through my brand Duchess Prestige, I have refined luxury and beauty. But my mission goes behind business. I'm deeply committed to causes for empowerment, women, children's welfare, mental health, and human rights.
Excellent.
As well, I launched my charity for children under my son name, Sheikh Saeed bin Ahmed Al Maktoum, Samak, for MBL
Wow. I think we'll sort of talk through it.
Thank you.
Elaborate a little bit on everything.
So, just to start off with, tell us a little bit about how you've really become an entrepreneur now. What actually has guided you to because you've got so many different businesses that are successful. You've gone through a period in your life that I know was very, very challenging in your life as well. But you've managed to come through that, and nowadays you're seen as really as a serial entrepreneur in a lot of ways. So tell me, what interests you all the time? What gets your interest to actually create a business in the first place?
My story is one of survival, strength, and transformation. As you well aware, I'm Egyptian. I born in Giza, lived in Mansoura, Alexandria, surrounded by the rich history and the strength of Egypt. But behind the beauty of my homeland, I faced a deeply painful reality, growing up in a dysfunctional family, marked by emotion and time of hardship. My journey wasn't about escaping that environment. It was about reclaiming my identity and finding the courage to rebuild my life.
Gosh, that's something. Thank you for sharing that with us.
I carried my story within me, thinking of the countless women, children, and individuals who silently endure suffering, believing that have no way out. Writing my memoir, Peace Please, was my way of breaking that silence. It's not my personal journey, but a message of hope, resilience, and redemption.
Wow, that sounds lovely. Can I just ask, I know that you were involved in a fire, your home was, and it was
Yes, my home was burned in October 2017, exactly 29th of October.
Goodness.
After midnight.
Wow, and what gives you the resilience to keep going?
It was like a breaking point for me, because all my skin was burned. The physical and emotional damage was behind reality. You could not believe what happened. So instead of like defining myself and making myself feel guilty for things out of my hand, I decided to heal myself and to start my journey for creating actually my business, Duchess Prestige.
It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage to have done what you have done, I think.
I didn't feel I'm strong or courage, but I had to find a way to get out for my little son. So he gave me a lot of strength.
Of course.
Because otherwise I will be sitting home depressed in my bed thinking about what I lost. But I decide I'm not going to think about what I lost. Yeah, I will just put it behind and I go forward.
So do you always look forward in life? In other words, are you always looking for new challenges in your life as well? You know,
I'm actually not looking for challenges, but I have to.
You've had enough.
I mean in the way of business.
I still have challenging until today, but I have to fix the challenge which come on my way through, like, for example, immigration, through court proceeding for my house, through challenging for my son to reclaiming his identity, for a lot of things. For my business, even I'm facing a lot of challenging every day.
Gosh, do you feel that sounds huge, and it's lovely that you've got your son, and obviously
yes, as well you find other challenging from other human beings. You don't have even encounter anything wrong for them, but through the journey, some people they get jealous, whatever. So they create for you problem along the way as well.
I see what you mean. So you have businesses, which is lovely. I know one particular business is your interior design. Which
I stopped interior design.
Oh, you stopped it
in 2007, 2008 when I got pregnant.
Okay.
Because I faced challenges with the separation and giving birth to my son. It was a lot of problems.
So with your businesses now, do you feel that the creativity of of creating these businesses and getting completely involved, it's quite healing?
Definitely, because I created my business designing every bit by bit myself. It's a one-man show, my business. It's not I having like 100 companies helping me. I did everything myself with the financial burden I had to face as well to create it until today. So I'm working within my budget to create. I believe like the impossible, but I am working on it.
Great.
And I'm looking to expand internationally.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, we can help you with that. Because this is going to be seen all over the world, this TV show. When you start looking for things, for businesses especially,
Yes.
what type of things do you look for? Because it's obviously something very personal to you as well. So what type of things do you look for when you want to do something new?
I want women to feel good about themselves, first of all, and to don't refine themselves with the problems surrounding or facing them in life challenges.
Sorry,
Okay,
so I was just going to say that I know that you're a patron of the Universal Peace Federation.
Yes, I'm patron of Universal Peace Federation, and as well I'm ambassador of peace, and I'm a consultant for UN for governments. So I do a lot of work, and for that I already, after my studied with the UN, I wrote my book, The Power of Respect, Building Bridges for Human Dignity.
Great.
And I put the 30, here in my book, I put the 30 article of human rights inside.
Lovely.
Let's just hold up the book for a minute as well. This is one of the books.
And my mission to send it all over the world to all the presidents of the world.
Excellent. Well, as you know, I'm a peace ambassador as well, so we share this love of trying to find peace as well, I think, at the same time. And so these days, you obviously, how on earth do you fit in a day? Because it sounds like you've got so many things on the go.
I get this question being asked to me like 1,000 times. Actually, it's management.
Time management.
Like when you face problem, you face the challenges, and you have to fix problem by problem. So you give every problem like 10 minutes a day to fix, or 1 hour, and move on, and don't think about the other things.
I can
To
see.
fit inside your mind, because mental health is very important as well. I faced
Absolutely.
a lot of mental health problem and depression. So I know the journey and how to navigate and how to like get your mind stable to face all of that, because you need stability.
Yeah, that's lovely, because you can then go on and help other people as well, which is a real strength. Do you have like an ambassador or ambassadors of your business or your businesses?
Not yet, but thank you for the idea. I will because I want
We're
to.
always full of ideas.
This ambassador will be the symbol for self-care, confidence, and grace, I believe.
Yes.
But actually, I have ambassadors. The ambassador of we have Miss Colombia, the ex-Miss Colombia. She's ambassador of our brand.
Great.
Actually, this we started this last year, but we need to continue to get.
Yes.
Actually, we are talking now with Miss World for organizing the next event here in UK.
What do you hope for women across the world these days?
I hope for them to gain their strengths and to know if they are facing a struggle, they are having the strength to fight the battles. And they are stronger than what they think.
And do you think that, how can you help? Because I know you're passionate about it. So how do you try to help put out that message across the world?
I try to help by sharing my experience and my challenging and the resolution, and by my social media to get them awareness, because I believe awareness is very important. Second thing, I want them to understand their rights, because if you don't know your rights, how you will fight for it? And as well to draw boundaries, because it's very important.
Hugely important, isn't it, for every aspect of your life?
Yes.
Boundaries, really. Now, obviously we have some wonderful products in front of us
Yes.
on the
Yes, I have
table.
here my body scrub, which is my latest
Yes.
thing.
Which
come
one
out.
is that one? Which one is that one?
Well,
Is
we
that,
can
is that tube?
No,
Okay.
there's two.
That's the tube.
Okay. Yep.
Here.
Okay. There we go.
Fabulous. And do they all have, and how would you sell like your product? Is there a certain smell? Is it like is it something
Actually,
that
the
gives
smell,
you
it's my
peace?
signature smell, which I created before even I know I'm going to do this product. I created this smell in 2010, 2011 in the memory of my mother, because I was looking for her scent.
Oh, that's lovely.
So actually, when I start to do the products and they ask me, we need a scent for the product, I said, I already have it. So this is it. It was the scent of my mother, signature scent. You can open it and smell it. Even you can smell it here in the candles as well.
Well, I must
nice,
admit,
actually.
Helena knows.
I believe my scrub is like a game changer in the skincare,
Okay.
because my ingredients and the blending of it is rare and is one of a kind in the world.
It certainly
I'm
smells.
Thank
smells
you.
beautiful. Really beautiful.
It has powerful active ingredients like glaucic acid, jojoba wax, coconut shells, and blackberry, which is gently exfoliate while nourishing the skin, leaving it soft, incredibly smooth and radiant.
Well, it
As well, I have
it
my
obviously
massage
works.
candle.
It obviously works.
As well, I have my massage candle, which is as well give glow and anti-aging, as well as the body scrub anti-aging as well. As well, I have the room candle, which is created in Glastonbury, where is the love chakra is, because I believe in love and hope. And this is, we live by hope.
Absolutely. So we'll also feel very young, and there'll be a lot of
I think we
love
should
and
burn
hope
it
if we
in this
if we
studio,
use your
shouldn't we?
products.
We can actually light a candle.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice to.
We'll have the
But
sprinklers
lovely.
on the go. Don't do that.
So it's actually called signature scent, isn't it? Rather
Yes.
than it doesn't have a name other than signature scent, actually, which is quite clever. I like that.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I call my scents peace and tournage for the candles.
Yeah, really great.
Well, as Helena knows, I collect oud.
Yes.
I love oud.
And through this scent, I created already 13 perfume, which I will bring every year one scent to the market.
Wow. Gosh.
As well, I have the body lotion and face cream and everything coming slowly. But with my financial budget and this, so I have to work
Yeah, I'll work with it, I'm sure.
according to my means.
How can people get hold of this? How can people...
We have a website, of course, duchessprestige.co.uk. As well, we are in Amazon, Duchess of Lamberton. As well, we are in eBay and other platform, and we are looking now to join Boots and the other
Oh, gosh, that's good.
wholesale. And getting to a lot of distributors worldwide.
Yeah, really, really good. You definitely need people working with you. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yes, until now it's one-man job, but of course to expand, I will have to look for a lot of franchise and people looking to work with me.
Yeah. Do you think
As well, I believe my product is putting the UK back in the top of the map for cosmetics.
Ah, brilliant. And we like being able to bring business as well into the UK and everywhere really, which is really good. Do you think your studies help towards bringing out your products?
Definitely. My studies was a big part of my journey, because every time I was upset or depressed, I just escaped from the reality in my books and my studies and my courses. So it helped me physically, mentally, and as well, it was an asset for what I reached today.
Yeah.
As well, I have background of course, divorce cases and immigration, so I have a big like experience in law as well.
Gosh.
A lot of the time, obviously you're so busy. How do you relax?
I believe everyone has his joy in what he really likes, and my joy is creating my business, creating my thing. So even when I go to holidays, I don't concentrating in my holiday. I just working and keep discovering.
So
And every minute for me is a new learning.
do you believe, like me, you know, I've been Helena knows, I've been a journalist 59 years now, and I've loved every single day of my working life in 59 years. So is it more than just a job, it's a passion as well?
100%. And as well, I believe in opportunities. I believe every person, he faces opportunities in every second in his life. Either you grab it or someone else will take it. So you have to keep your eyes open for the opportunities God giving to you every day.
Absolutely. So networking is really important. So I can see
Definitely.
that.
You don't sit at home waiting for the things to come to you. You have to go out and meet people. And equality is very important, is the key to have like peace.
Yes. Obviously, you know, you have a very famous divorce, and so you know, it seemed to go on forever. You know, the whole story behind it. Has it changed your view on life totally, or something like? Because it was very traumatic for you, I know.
Yes, it break me, especially for trusting people and trusting men. So I have still this big problem of trust. Because you are hurt from the people you loved the most.
Yeah.
Like back home and from my family or from my husband.
Yes.
So yes, it affects 100% my trust.
And obviously with your son I think is your world as well. Just tell me a little bit about him, you know, what he likes these days as well.
He's concentrating now in his studies, and he wants to achieve something and to be able to face the world with what he has. A lot of challenges. Even I see him as enduring a lot of pain and suffering, which not a child should be facing in his age.
And I know what a great mother you are, because recently we were at an event together, and you raced home to feed him before you raced back to do an interview again.
Thank you.
And so it's you know, I think when you were growing up, you know, with that as well, has it dictated your ambition, you think?
I think it made me to focus and concentrate in what is important in life. It's my life, I see it as a testament to the battle for survival and healing.
Right.
I can see that it's almost giving you the energy as well to keep going, and you're sort of breaking through.
Because your eyes sparkle, but when you talk about these things at the same time, you know, and you know, you may not call it courageous. I think we would both call it courageous, wouldn't we?
Oh, definitely.
You know, because I think, you know,
That's why during my writing my books, I advocate for resilience, mental health awareness, and protection children from abuse.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring.
And I think
Every child, he deserves the best possible start in life.
absolutely right.
Absolutely right. And you know, the Princess of Wales here in the UK, that's something that she really, really works on, because it's such an important thing for children to have a good basis in life. So
Definitely, she's a big hero for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great what you're doing too, because it just adds to that journey, which is
Thank
good.
you very much.
And I think it's very important. You know, Helen and I were just about to launch a new channel, actually, that is going to give a voice to children. When you look at your son and you look at what's going around you, do you worry about the future for children across the world?
Yes. It's very worrying what's happening in the world today. I think children should have safe environments and they have security. What's happening in the world is not acceptable, especially for children
and
the innocent people.
Yeah. Do you work with charities to actually support children? You was just talk a little bit more about what you do for children across the world, with the types of things that you do.
We do a lot of funding, a lot of with the UN. I'm concentrating to do everything through the UN or Universal Peace Federation, because some other organization you don't trust the work what they are doing exactly, and you don't know where is this money going to. So we have to be careful as well who are dealing with.
Yes. What types of things would you like to see for children nowadays? Is education something very important for them?
I want to see their smile. They have to see hope for tomorrow.
That's why your work is so important. And did you say that you studied with the UN? Did you through the Universal Peace Federation?
No, United Nations.
The United Nations, yeah. That's great.
But actually, we are now starting a program in Universal Peace Federation for educating everyone for their rights, and we have a women initiative and other things we are doing to help women and children.
Fabulous, and that's what you're working on.
And yeah, we have an event on the 8th of March.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm there.
Yes,
both,
we're
I think
there
we're
as
both
well.
there on the 8th of March again to actually sort of work with that.
Great.
So just going through all the other products that you have, you've obviously got your books. How important is it for you to communicate how you feel to the world through your books?
I communicate through my books as well through my social media every day.
And how does
To
that
give
make you
everyone
feel good as well?
Of course, because I don't want to see anyone struggle. And through my journey and my life, if I meet any woman or any man even who struggle, I try to advise and to help with the way out and how they draw a map for their lives. Because I believe as well, if you don't have a destination, you cannot arrive to your journey. So they have to draw their map towards their destination. And during the journey, they can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it will direct them right where they are going. But without a destination, you're going nowhere.
Going back to your books, because you say about your books that you've written, how many books have you
Four.
written? 4.
The first book, Mother's First Aid, is talking about mother guide from birth to 4 years old, because I believe this 4 year in the child life it's
Most essential.
is most essential.
Yes.
Okay.
As well, the second book is Peace Please. It's my memoir and all the challenging and it's a story of hope, redemption, and unbreakable human spirit. This is how I
love
see
that.
it. And my book, A Star Mastering the
hold it.
Feminine Enigma.
Lovely. Hold it up to the camera. If you hold it up to the camera. Okay. It's a lovely photo.
Is for helping a woman to get their dignity back. And as well, I believe if you shape the woman right, you're getting generation to come educated and having right direction.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Putting something.
A question I would
So
like,
all my books is like an advocating book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
a question I always like to ask people like yourself is, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to when you were a child to that person?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Which person?
So to you, if you can go back, so
if I go back to in my
yeah.
life,
yes, what would be the advice you would give
to myself,
Yes, your younger self.
To be patient, to I never thought about this.
It's an
question in my
interesting
life.
one. It's a bit putting you on the spot, I realise,
know.
but it's one of those ones to think about, I think, probably maybe in your own time.
Because I think
I never imagined going back in my life because it was a lot of a hell journey.
Upset, yeah.
So I'm just looking to move forward out of it. But if I go back, I will choose to have like a peaceful life, because when I was young, all what I want to have a family with 5 children, like, you know, to be happy with my own family. What I lost with my family, to create my own family, but this is not what happened to me. I faced struggle all my life and challenges.
So adversity, but you're here to tell the tale with strength.
Thank you.
And I think that's important as well, because you know, when you've gone through what you've gone through, it must be tremendously hard, you know, how to overcome that. You know, and as you say, sort of issues like mental health issues especially, you know, it's very important these days to keep positive, isn't it?
As well, and as well to acknowledge what problem you have.
Yeah.
Because if you don't acknowledge the problem, you cannot heal it or get out of it.
It's that
So
saying.
acknowledgement is the most, is the key to move forward.
And it's okay not to be okay.
Yes.
And it can, because as I say, you know, with all the things that are going on right now, I mean,
And as well, I believe like life sometimes give us extra money or extra titles, or it is a test from God, what we will do for humanity. This is a gift from God for people, okay? And they will be judged for what they did with it. So it's a big responsibility. They have to be aware of it. When you have a position, when you are in a certain like level, you have to understand this is a big responsibility from God, and you will be judged for it.
how do you see your personal future?
I see my company is growing. My son will have the right position and his acknowledgement as he deserves. I see children smiling and having a lot of courage to move forward.
And I know how hard it is because, you know, I think you know, I was in Lebanon in 2023 and I saw what was going on in Beirut, especially with the street children in Beirut as well. So, you know, it's ingrained in my own memory.
It's very sad because some people building and some other coming to destroy what you build in years in 1 second.
Yeah.
It's very sad, especially for civilians.
Absolutely. You know, and when you see in Beirut, I mean, hopefully they are still alive, these children, because Beirut has been, you know, made to ashes. But to see sort of children of 3 or 4 years old begging, and they were begging different languages. That was the worst part. They were trying to judge
I know,
you.
and it's not only for Muslim or for Christian alone, it's for Jewish as well.
Yeah.
They have, I've seen a lot of Jewish children as well suffering because of that.
Yeah.
We should separate religion from politics.
Absolutely. It's humanity, isn't it? We're all one big.
Yes.
However, that would be, you know, I do politics as well,
Yes.
and that's the problem.
Sheer
a lot
miracle,
of the
I
time,
think, if that
is
happens.
that religion and politics seem to just catch each other, don't they? And so trying to change the world, you know, and I quite agree with you. To actually trying to make, you know, every child happy in life is probably the biggest blessing you could ever do.
Definitely. You must go through your journey making sure you are happy and you have a smile in your face. When you don't get this effect, it means you are doing the wrong thing. And you have to see what is wrong around you and correct it.
So
Because
lovely to
every
see your
human being
resilience.
should be feel
Empowered.
his power, his dignity is being acknowledged.
I've always thought that, you know, I've talked to you before about abuse of women and how women have been abused for, you know, for centuries, really. You know, I mean, the last thing I would want ever to be is a woman, if I'm really...
Because women judge very, very much about everything.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand. But I think that you know, quite honestly, part of what I think is a process that needs to be taught more is for girls need to be taught how to create businesses for themselves. So if they ever get into a solution where they find themselves...
And another thing I face when I meet the people, everyone telling me, we are waiting to win the lottery and we'll do things. Which lottery?
Exactly.
You have to move for life to move towards you.
But do you not think that, as I do, my thought process is that too many women stay in abusive relationships because of financial pressures on them, and
Definitely.
if they were
And
taught
I'm
on an early
committed
stage.
to using my voice and platform to continue advocating for a change.
Yeah. And I think, you know, for me personally, I think it should be taught, you know, even at schools, how to actually create opportunities. I mean, as you're a prime example of what you've actually achieved, and all the, even with all the pressures that you've gone through.
I'm facing the challenges daily until today.
Yeah.
I have only in this last 2 months leaks in my house, which is done deliberately to finish me, or to it's like attempt of murder, because this leaks all in the top of the electricity in my house.
Goodness.
It's done by the trust and someone, his name Norani. So the people should be accountable for what they are doing. And don't think like power or wealth will save you.
Yes.
I'd say keep going, keep teaching people,
Absolutely.
being there for
And
people.
keep smiling.
Yeah.
Because you have a very powerful
Thank you
message.
for our
needs it.
wonderful opportunity. I'm deeply grateful to be with you today.
Oh, you're
Well,
welcome.
we're grateful for you
Yeah.
to be here, because I think you're a magnificent lady.
Thank you
know,
very much.
You really are. You know, and when I see, you know, the issues that you've gone through and how you've created wonderful things at the same time, you're to be applauded, you know, for it.
Because I choose hope.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
Making
when you
that
choose
choice.
hope, everything is possible.
yes. So thank you for your time this afternoon in the show. We're just going to sort of say goodbye to the show now as well.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Not a problem.
See you again.
So stay there for a second. So, what a great show again.
Yeah, very good show, powerful, gosh,
Absolutely.
inspiring actually.
It is inspiring, you know, and it's very
Inspiring,
emotional
not
sort
expiring.
of days like this. So, as always, can I thank ALB UK TV and Helena for his support. Can I thank Dr. Jacalyn from USA Global TV, who is our American end to the TV show. And radio.
I just thought I'd put that one in.
I always forget that. Can I thank Naxi, Gwen, and Honey Kalari as well for all the help that they're doing in China and India for us at the same time. And we will be back same time next week again with another great guest. So take care of yourselves. Be good. From me.
See you next week. From me, Helena Chard.
And from me, Ian Pelham. Take care. Bye for now.